every airline in the country grounded.
What are the backups? What are the means to make sure that a disruption like this does not happen?
Now reaction is taking flight. It's official. FTX Arena is no longer the name of the Heat's home. But what will we call it? And the Dolphins announced their starting quarterback for the playoffs. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
I'm Leanna Bush. Today is Thursday, January 12, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
An Everglades emergency for two FIU researchers who fell out of their airboats in extreme West Broward. We did some digging, and this morning we have statement from the university.
The network's Hawa Ezel reports from FIU's Biscayne Bay campus.
Yesterday, two researchers from Florida International University were ejected from their airboat in the Florida Everglades. According to officials, the women were conducting research when their airboat started malfunctioning and gave out. When they attempted to investigate the issue, the boat suddenly took off, flinging both women into the water. Fortunately, the women's cell phone still functioned and they were able to call for help. Rescuers were able to find them nearly 2 hours later by using the ping from their cell phone. Broward Sheriff Fire Rescue and Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission boats responded to the scene, assisting both victims ages 27 and 29. One woman did suffer a leg injury and the other suffered minor shoulder injuries. The woman with the leg injury was airlifted to Broward Health Medical Center. FIU released a statement yesterday saying, two members of the FIU community were in the Everglades today doing vegetation as part of a research project aboard an airboat. One of them sustained a non-life-threatening injury. Broward County Sheriff Fire Rescue responded and transported the individual to Broward General Hospital. As a result of this incident, the Division of Research at FIU has suspended all airboat operations until a full review of the incident can be conducted. At FIU, we appreciate the quick response of Broward County Sheriff Fire Rescue and look forward to the individual's full recovery. Crews with the FWC and FIU have been attempting to retrieve the airboat, but as of Wednesday night, it has not yet been towed back. In North Miami, I'm Hawa Ezel, South Florida Media Network.
Lawmakers demanding explanations from the FAA morning after one of its computer systems failed. At around the same time yesterday, every passenger plane in the U.S. was grounded at the same time for the first time since 9/11. Chaos erupted across the nation's airports Wednesday after an overnight FAA system failure. The NOTAM system, that is Notice to Air Mission system, malfunctioned, causing several cancellations and delays. As a result, FAA grounded all domestic flights on Wednesday morning, and more than 8,000 flights within, into, or out of the U.S. were delayed, and more than 1,000 were canceled. Once the system was restored on Wednesday, the order was quickly lifted before 9 a.m., but after wreaking chaos on travelers' itineraries.
It's supposed to be like 11 or 12 when we landed, now it's going to be 2, and we're missing the first week for a funeral.
Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the Notice to Air Mission system provides critical information to pilots.
This is a standardized, uniform way for getting important safety messages out to airports, aircraft, and airlines. For example, if a runway is closed or maybe a navigation beacon is out, something that a pilot would need to know for safety reasons. Very important, of course, for that information to be flowing efficiently.
Buttigieg says the Department of Transportation has launched an investigation into the system's potential issues. Everything did not clear back the moment the ground stop was lifted yesterday morning. The ripple effect caused delays throughout the day, both at our two international airports and across the country.
The home of the Miami Heat is officially nameless as the Miami-Dade County judge terminated the naming rights for FTX. After the cryptocurrency exchange filed for bankruptcy in November, the county is set to remove any trace or signage of the brand and will take on the temporary name, The Arena, according to the Miami Herald. The county will make an announcement when a new naming rights partner is found.
Dolphins starter quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is officially ruled out of this morning for the Dolphins' upcoming playoff game. Head coach Mike McDaniel announced yesterday that rookie QB Skylar Thompson will be the starter for Sunday's playoff game in Buffalo. Tua remains in the concussion protocol after head injury in Week 17. Teddy Bridgewater has an injury in his throwing hand, but will be available as Thompson's backup.
A second batch of classified documents has been discovered at a location associated with President Biden. Sources say that Biden's legal team found the second set of files after their initial discovery of classified information last November at a think tank office used by then Vice President Biden. At the moment, it is not known how many documents were found or what information they contain.
When it comes time to announce its new chairman, Disney decides just do it.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
This is extremely rare. We have never had a record of a stranded killer whale.
Predator of the sea ends up being the one needing help. Stick around, we'll be back in just 2 minutes.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
A major ordeal along Florida's Atlantic coast after attempts to save the life of a beached orca fail. An orca was found dead after it beached itself along the central coast of Central Florida.
A beach goer called for help after spotting the marine mammal near Daytona Beach, where he usually takes his morning walks. Many people worked together to recover the approximately 5,000-pound whale, which will be sent to SeaWorld to determine her cause of death.
It was awful. When I called, I was really hoping for a rescue and not a recovery.
Researchers say they will announce the reason behind the orca's death as soon as they find out, but it could take a while.
Disney is under new leadership this morning. The leadership shakeup at the corporation happened yesterday evening. The company announced former Nike CEO Mark Parker as Disney's new board chairman. Parker's replacing current chairwoman Susan Arnold, whose term limit is expiring. This change happens 2 months after Bob Iger returned temporarily as CEO.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Leanne Abusorbush.
And I'm Julian Davis. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.